Just a friendly reminder that the opinions expressed on this show are not worth a Canadian penny, so disregard anything you hear that might get anyone in trouble. And despite some of the great ideas you may hear, don't try them at home. Go to a friend's house instead.
It's time to get a gun. That's what I've been thinking. Well, I could afford one. And if I did just a little less drinking, time to put something between me and the sun. When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.
Hello and welcome to episode 178 of Slamfire Radio for October 28th, 2016. I'm one of your hosts, Adriel Michaud.
I'm one of your other hosts, Kelly Lynn.
And I'm Trevor Furlot. No, I'm not.
Maybe he'll join us.
Yeah, I'm Matthew, and Trevor's late. Which is actually kind of funny because, except for Kelly, we were all late. Nobody. I forgot it was Thursday, personally, so that's why I was at KFC whenever I remembered that. Oh, it's the podcast night. I better get home.
I was trying to squeeze in a phone purchase.
Yeah, and Trevor's off he had meetings all day and he had stuff he had to get done before he went home. So hopefully he's able to join us before too long, but whatever.
Yeah, and I have no life.
And Kelly has no, that's why you're on time. You just live for Thursday nights.
Yeah. No.
Well, why don't we start with Trevor? Trevor, what did you do in guns this week?
Well, I sucked terribly at the 3-gun match that I went to on the weekend. Oh, no, that's true. He did, though, but that I can't do a Trevor voice very good.
Aww.
Poor Trevor.
Well, since Trevor's not on the call, Matthew, you've probably done just as much gun stuff. Why don't you talk about what you did in guns?
Sure. Well, I did shoot the 3-gun match with Trevor on Saturday at his range, except that it was raining terribly. It was like flooding rain, kind of. Like, it was really coming down. So we're like, nope, we're not doing this. So they've got a pistol camp at the back of the range that has shooting doors and shooting ports and windows and stuff. So we opened up some windows and arranged some steel out of the windows and made up sort of a course of fire, just kind of shooting through the windows. You run from one window to the next, and you started with the shotgun and you ran to the next window and shot with your pistol, then ran to the last. Actually, you ran out the door, and there was a covered firing point out there, and so we grabbed the rifle there and then finished off the stage with the rifle. And because we're using X-metal targets, out at 100 yards with even the 5.56 rifles, no problem, no dents, no nothing. We're shooting that steel. It was super, super fun. We were not expecting the number of people to show up that did. We had a solid 20 people there. A bunch of guys from Quebec came. I mean, they were coming anyway because they thought the 3-gun was on. But when we canceled it the night before, the day before, they're like, no, we're coming anyway. We'll just have a fun shoot. And so we did. We just turned a fun shoot into sort of a mini competition and had that stage where that I just described. And then we did a man versus man. So we had 2 plate racks and 2 poppers. And so you started with your shotgun, and on the beep, of course, each competitor grabbed their shotgun off the table, and you were only allowed to load 5 into your shotgun before you started, so it was a level playing field for everybody, but there were only 5 plates, so as long as you didn't miss, you didn't have to reload. So you shoot the 5 plates, drop the shotgun, pick up your pistol, and then shoot the popper with your pistol, and the first popper to fall wins. And then that person's name got selected, the other person gets kicked out of the competition, and then you just kept rotating through until you only had one man standing. So it was a lot of fun. I think for the first couple of rounds, just about everybody reloaded their shotgun. There were only 5 plates, and they weren't that far away. They were, whatever the 15, 20 yards away. So, it's not that far away. And we're all missing everybody, even me. So, anyhow, people were just trying to go too fast. We had some people who are really known for being good shooters, and they showed up with all their shiny blingy gear, and so it kind of intimidated some of the other shooters, and so everybody was trying to go as fast as they could, and consequently people were missing. But it boiled down to Officer Frank in the end against Snuffy, I think.
Oh, really?
Snuffy did well. He went up against some people who we were like, oh, well, at least you had fun kind of thing. And then he came out on top. It was crazy. But yeah, he shot really, really well. And like I said, Snuffy came in second, I believe. Officer Frank came in first. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I ended up third in that, and I ended up fourth in the other competition. So third and fourth, not too bad out of 20. So I was happy enough with that. Trevor, I mean, to be fair, Trevor's just a poor shot, really. So it's not, you can't really. He was actually shooting left-handed because he just had carpal tunnel syndrome surgery done on his right hand, so he has to do everything left-handed, and so yeah, he did abysmally. Although he did not place last, he was sort of middle of the pack, and so that just kind of shows you that even left-handed, Trevor's a force to contend with. So I got to give him credit, I guess, wherever it's due. What little is there, but I'll give it to him anyway. But anyway, yeah, we had a lot of fun. Nobody got that wet. We only had to run out long enough to reset the steel, so we got to stay inside. There was a fire going, and where we weren't shooting and when we weren't shooting, everybody was just kind of gathered around, chatting, talking guns, and just kind of hanging out. So it was a really good time. I'm really glad that I went. And after the show would be the stories about what happened after the shoot at Trevor's house that night. So let's just say shenanigans ensued. There were multiple. Have you guys heard of the one chip challenge?
Oh, yes.
It's that super hot pepper kind of coated chip, and you just eat the one and you try not to die.
So okay, first of all, they saw you guys coming, right?
Oh,
when
my
they were
goodness.
Marketing this?
Did they ever? Holy cow. I think we cleaned out Sobeys. They're $5 a chip.
I know.
Man, I didn't eat one personally. I'm not.
Really?
I'm not a fan of hot food, but Trevor had one, and just about everybody else there that has no common sense whatsoever that had one. Pierre Luc ate 4.
Oh my God.
4. Yep. His brother Marc Andre, I think he had 3. And a couple of people had 2, and then everybody else pretty much just had 1 and went, yeah, I'm about to die, so I'm not going to have another one. Anyway, there was some live streaming of that on Facebook, so anybody who's friends with Trevor can go and check out his Facebook feed, and you'll be able to see. Oh, Filthy was there too. So yep. Filthy, yeah, he filmed some of that. And it was a good time hanging out with everybody. Jason Gallen came up and he told stories because we had people there who hadn't heard his stories before, so they were shocked and mortified and horrified and very amused.
The legend.
Oh, the legend continues.
Yes.
So,
can I ask you a question about the 3-gun? No? Afterwards, before the shenanigans at the house, wasn't there somebody else that attended kind of a little bit, maybe?
That attended kind of? You're going to have to be a bit more specific than that.
Well, one of your other co-hosts.
One of my other co-hosts?
Wasn't there somebody else, Adriel, there?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, Adriel made an appearance. Also, you can see that on Facebook. We kind of did the firing squad with him.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Now up in the man cave with lots of holes in him.
Lots of holes. We tried to blow him up with tannerite. It did not work.
That. What happened?
It wasn't tannerite. It was shockwave, and it did not go off. We watched the video from behind, and it got solid hits. Like, it wasn't like somebody just skimmed it and it just kind of leaked out. It got solid hits, and it did not detonate. So I don't know if it was just too wet, too damp, what happened. But, unfortunately, he did not get blown up. But he did fall over, and nobody stopped shooting, and basically took the top of his head right off.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
Some sort of sadistic firing squad that just doesn't stop when the target is down.
You go down, we don't care. We just keep. Well, it was funny because, I'm not going to tell that story just in case. I'll tell you guys after the show. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But let's just say good times were had by all.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's all the gun stuff I did. I got some hunting related things that I sort of did. I've been itching to take my shotgun in the plane and go find some field out in the middle of nowhere and land the plane in the field and go bird hunting. The problem is, almost everywhere that I can find to land safely, I can just drive there with my truck, and I could get there just as fast as my truck as I could in my plane, so what's the point? Well, tonight I was out flying with a buddy of mine, and we went down low over some fields that I hadn't been over before, and it would take quite a while to get there with the truck, but it's perfectly good location to land. In fact, I did a couple of touch and goes, and it's going to be a good spot to land, and the foliage around the area is like perfect grouse type territory. So
cool.
If the weather holds off, I'm grabbing the shotgun on Saturday, and I'm flying over to these fields, and I'm landing, and I'm going bird hunting, and it's going to be awesome. I don't even care if I get anything. I just want to take my gun in the plane and go hunting somewhere and say I went, like, I don't know, on some expedition or something. But anyway, so that was fun.
In New Brunswick, do you have to wait, what is it, like 6 hours after flying in a plane before you can shoot?
Yes, I believe it is 6 hours. 6 hours from cloud to trigger, I think, is how they say that. Yeah, no. As long as I don't shoot from the plane, I'm perfectly legal.
I was just going to ask. You can't do it from the plane.
No, we're allowed to have a gun on the plane. It can't be loaded. It's just like any other motorized vehicle. Right. You can't have a loaded firearm on an aircraft. So
now, are you going to charge yourself $100?
Yes, I am. Yep, I'll charge myself $100 an hour, and I'm going to guide myself as well, so I'll be charging a guide fee.
Yeah.
Now, what if the guns are mounted in the wings, and they're like forward facing?
Well, you still can't load them, unfortunately. I'm trying to figure out a workaround for that, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to get in trouble no matter what I do if I load the gun, so I'm going to go ahead and not. So here's the only thing I can think of. You know, like in duck hunting where you have the boat, you're allowed to have the shotgun loaded, and you're allowed to hunt from your boat as long as the motor is off, right? Or is it off and out of the water? But regardless, it's something like that. There's like you can use a motorboat to go duck hunting or goose hunting as long as you don't have the engine on while you're hunting. So what if I just glide? I climb up, I turn the engine off, and I just glide. So if the engine's off, I could be like pack, shooting at the birds as I go by, and then just like restart the engine after I'm done shooting. No? I'll find out if the black helicopters appear when I try it, and I'll let you know.
Okay.
Is your prop behind your airplane or in front?
It is. It's behind, so it's great. All I gotta do is not eject the brass into
Shells
the...
into it.
Yeah, so if I get a shell catcher, a brass catcher, I'll be cool. I'll be good to go. So I'm thinking like single shot shotguns, and then I'll just like grab the shell out before.
Or an over-under or something like that.
Over-under, yep. I don't think you can get brass catchers for shotguns, can you? Like a Hall catcher?
No, it seems odd.
I'll just like tape a garbage bag to the side of the shotgun, and off I go.
That'll work on an airplane.
You guys remember that movie where there was the ultralight and the ducks and the geese, and she flew away home with them? That's what I see when I picture this, Matthew.
That is
now you can hunt them too.
Yeah, I mean, if those geese form up on my wing, I'm taking them out.
They're all landing where
action.
you are, and then you get out. Sorry. Anyways.
Anyhow.
You fooled us. Okay.
That's pretty much all I did. So I guess Trevor would be next, but since he's not here, I guess it's Adriel's turn.
Awesome. Let's see. So I went to. He's actually a listener of this show. I know him in real life. His name's Chad. I went to his place over the weekend. We shot some clays, tannerite, shot with a bunch of other guys, and I sighted in that Tika T3 in 30-06. Got some nice tight groups with it, and I really love the bolt on that thing. After it's very smooth in action, and even after firing, you go and unlock it, and it's just so easy to unlock, and it's such a slick bolt. I just love that gun.
Nice. So are you going to actually keep this one for a while, or
no? No, I mean, if I wanted to keep a gun and hunt with it, yes, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. But the thing I'm into right now is reviewing guns, so I can't.
That's right. Yeah, you can't afford to keep them all.
Buying more, and my wife will start to have questions if I buy more safes. Let's see. I shot that. I shot the 1919. First couple of mags, I had some jams. You really do need to beat those things in and shoot a lot of shells out of them. So after shooting some more spicy loads through it, I started to get some better reliability out of it. I actually noticed you can over-insert the magazines on it and bind up the what is that? The bolt hold open. So you can't slap the magazine from the bottom and really beat it in there when the bolt is open, because you will over-insert that magazine. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh, well, I was at Chad's place. I mounted the AR rifle barrel that I had ordered the other week. So that was the Rainier Arms 16-inch, not heavy barrel, but like medium weight barrel. He had the Magpul block that just kind of like fits into the where the bolt lugs are. Not the bolt lugs, but the recess is in the barrel. So it was a slick little setup, because normally your upper, you need to like put clamps on it, maybe put an insert when you're throwing your barrel on. But this guy, it was the simplest thing in the world. You just kind of pop it in there, it sticks into the barrel, and just grabs onto those lugs there and makes it very easy to pull the barrel off. Like we were done in like 5 minutes, maybe.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. And yeah, it doesn't take up a ton of bench space, or it's not like a lot of those clamshell ones that go on an upper are kind of bulky and have to go on a shelf somewhere, whereas this is like really small. And the other side of it is a mag block kind of a thing, so you can use it on your lower if you just want to hold your lower and work on it on a vise or something like that. So this is a cool piece of tech.
Cool. Very nice.
Here. I got a BRS 99 in the mail. This is the Canadian Uzi that Matthew reviewed on his channel. Yeah, this one was from Tactical Imports. It's a cool little gun. I didn't think it'd be so neat. It's like
it's fun, isn't it?
It's stamped steel construction. It reminded me a lot of the AR 180B. It had like all that stamp construction. It had the dual recoil springs and rods on the back, and it disassembled, not the same as an AR 180B, but there's definitely some design inspiration in there, and I thought it was really neat. I really like where the bolt release is. The trigger is not the worst thing in the world. The only thing I don't like is the 5-round mags. They're so nice and big, and then they're so easy to grab onto. It's like, 5 rounds. But
it's so irritating that they're only 5 rounds and you can't get pistol mags for them. It's just it'd be so much more fun with more ammo.
Yeah, but it's a cool looking kit. I mean, I think this is one of the owners at Tactical Imports, their personal BRS, because it came with red dot on it. He's got a shield on there. Yeah,
well, I didn't get a red dot on mine, Tom. Just saying. Send me a gun to play with and don't even include a red dot. Gosh.
Well, didn't he send you? No. Anyways.
He sent me so much stuff. I know. He owes me nothing. I just like, being ungrateful.
Thomas is the bomb.
Yeah, Thomas is the bomb.
He is.
I agree.
So the iron sights on there, I don't know what you felt with that iron with the wire stock there, Matthew, but you really got to get your face down on that thing to see the iron sights on it.
It's almost so comfortable. Mm-hmm. Not.
Yeah, it's too low. The red dot though, perfect on the red dot. You don't have to jam your face too low, and you can kind of keep your face up a little bit higher on it. I haven't had a chance to shoot it. I am going to shoot it, I think, on Sunday. I think I might take some people up from work Sunday and pull a bunch of this crazy stuff out.
Nice, that'll be cool. They'll be like, "What the?"
Yeah, here's a Uzi. Here, shoot this.
It is fun to shoot. We had it at the charity shoot last year. Not the one that just happened this year, but the one before. We had it at a stage.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we did. That's when I still had it.
Yeah.
Because Tom Nelson was there, and he got to shoot it too, and he thought very highly of it.
Yeah.
Not. He's like, the only saving grace this thing has, and I can't remember what it was. There was one thing that he liked.
It was fun.
The bolt release is in the right spot. It's very handy.
That might have been it. That might have been it. Yeah, the safety is in a really awkward location, and it's backwards, and the bolt release, I think, was the only thing that he thought was good on the gun. But what's that? Sorry?
Hello.
Oh, we lost Adriel.
No, I'm just it fades out every once in a while on me. Just faded out for a second there. I'm good. I'm here.
Well, I'm not editing that out because we want to make sure everybody knows that was your fault.
Yeah. totally my fault. Let's see, what else do I got here? My safe, has been closing hard the last 2 times I used it.
It's because you're putting a lot of guns in it, right?
Yeah, too many guns in there.
Actually, yes. So I had too many, and I didn't close it. Like the door didn't close properly, and I jammed it shut anyways. And
Perfect.
tried to
No, that's
lock
what
it,
you that's what you should do. Yeah, just continue to
just
jam it
force
shut.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Always
kind of my
force it.
MO is forcing it and not trying to look and find out what was wrong. So
If in doubt, hit it with something.
yeah,
That's my motto.
Yeah, so the lower pins kind of like went out of alignment. There's like this bar that's in there, and they're just on these like bolts and nuts that kind of hold it all together. So luckily it's actually easy to get access to that stuff. You just have to pull this little drywall sheet off and get access to it. So I'm going to tune that tonight. It's locked up right now. It's just, I have to use my key, and I still need to tune it a little bit. So
Right.
I'll work on that a little bit. And then last night I shot just a pile of videos. I got the Grizzly Mag Fed, the Actel 1919, the BRS 99, a rangefinder. Oh, there's got to be something else in there. I forgot to do the Tika.
Really?
Video review last night.
The one that you're like so in love with. You're like, oh yeah, I should do that.
Yeah. I'll have all hunting season to review that one.
Of course.
But
Yeah, you got to have a good comprehensive review after you get some experience with it.
after I shoot a deer, I'm going to leave the stickers on it. The stickers are going to stay on it the whole time.
Nice. and the
Resale
price
value.
tag?
I don't know if it's still on there. You know the price I got on that thing, right?
No.
$6.99.
Wow.
Yeah, because they were clearing them out to get the T3Xs in.
Right.
It's like okay.
How do you can't beat that? That's insane.
Oh,
That's
no.
nice.
Yeah, it's such a good. I'm going to make all my money back when I go and sell this thing because it's
Well,
gonna
no,
be
because
worth
you're going to
that.
sell it to me for $500. I mean, $200.
For $500, I'd keep it and I'd buy another safe.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have a question about your safe and forcing it closed. Did you damage the guns?
No,
Okay.
no, like the safe
Boring.
door. The safe door like hit the butt of a gun. But it's like carpeted on the inside and everything, so that's fine. It's just when I went to close there's like these bolts that come out the bottoms and the sides, and that hit against the edge of the lip, and all that did was push them in those nuts that they've got. They're kind of like adjustable on the inside. So all I have to do is kind of loosen up those nuts and readjust it, and then torque it down again, and she'll be good to go. I already loosened them and forced it, and it went back into where it should be. Now I'm just going to finally tune it so it's really nice and slick.
Like the
Excellent.
Tika T3.
Yeah. I don't think it'll get there, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. What about you, Kelly? What did you do in guns this week?
Absolutely nothing. No, third week in a row I didn't get out to the range. It has been cold and rainy, and yeah,
That's a good excuse. It really is. It's I like having
gross.
fun outside when it's warm and sunny. I don't like being outside. Like when I was going over to help Trevor with his 3-gun thing, I just flat out told him, if it's raining, I'm not shooting. I'll come hang out with you. I'm not shooting in the rain. I like shooting. I hate getting rained on. I
know, me
hate
too.
getting rained on more than I like shooting. So there you go.
Yep. So we didn't go. Sunday was the only day we actually could have went, and it was pouring, and it was no.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No.
Yeah.
There's no sense in going when it's miserable like that.
No.
Wait till it
Eh.
snows, then you can go because you don't get wet then.
Or maybe we can go indoors.
Ooh, that.
Anyway.
Just go in your basement.
Yeah, I could go in my basement. And yeah, the neighbors probably wouldn't like that either.
Nah.
I share a wall with somebody.
Oops.
Went to SFRC. Said hi to Marcy and Ryan, and looking for ammo. They didn't have any of the ammo I wanted either. So
Nah, what are you looking for?
more Gila, the high velocity. They didn't have any in stock. They got a whole bunch of other stuff, but not that.
No.
So I guess I'll go back next weekend.
That's for the
and,
22, right?
Yeah, it's for the 22. It's the she called us a gun or ammo snob, which is kind of true because it's the only stuff that we use. So.
Well, if that's what your gun likes, that's what
Exactly.
yeah, that's the thing. I was fortunate that my gun's like the cheapest ammo you can find, but that's rare.
Yeah, mine don't.
Yeah,
My,
so
yeah.
it is what it is. You shoot what's accurate. Otherwise, what's the point?
The other thing that I did I tell you guys about the fact that I offered a prize for a fundraiser we're doing at work? Did I? I don't know.
Sounds familiar, but I'm not sure if you mentioned it on the show or not.
Okay. So what I did was we're having a fundraiser at work, and I offered a couple of prizes. One for ladies only, and then one for to be open to men or whatever. And
Or whatever. It's those pesky men. Gosh.
We're talking about the transit, anyways.
Yeah. Huh.
Anyway, so the prizes are they can come to the range, have a range day. Hey, I can go to the range because I'll be bringing people to work or from work. So a couple of prizes, and people are going to bid on them during an auction. They'll take them to the range. They can shoot a variety of firearms: shotgun, rifle, pistol, and I'll supply all the ammo and everything too. So we're going to raise some money, and people will go to the range.
Very nice.
So I thought that was kind of cool. And it's a good idea for a fundraiser.
I concur. That is kind of cool. And a great idea for a fundraiser.
And we can get more people shooting who aren't shooting.
Beauty.
You know? Yeah.
Love it.
That's
well,
it. That's all.
That's all.
That's it all.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to upcoming events then. So there's the Ferlacci handgun course, but it's pretty much full. And how many people do we have on the wait list?
Many.
Really?
Yeah. We have at least...
That's his name, Manny.
Yeah, just this one guy, Many. I think there's at least, I'm going to say 3 on each, but I think it's 5. So the wait list is starting to fill up too. But I mean, that's fine. Get on the wait list. I mean, this is still like 8 months away, 9 months away. Like there's still a chance that people are going to, not come for whatever reason. So if you're interested in going, let me know. Send me an email. I'll get you on the wait list, and we'll let you know if a spot opens up.
Right. When do people have to start paying as well?
We're gonna start asking people to start thinking about sending us some money sometime in January. So after the new year. So just because we want to get our plane tickets early, so they're nice and cheap.
Yeah.
So yeah, any time after January 1st would be cool. But I mean that's not to say you have to right then. It's just that's when we're gonna start asking that it should start trickling in by then, so that we can get things squared away.
So people need to start saving now.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we like to ask people for their money after Christmas. We really should be asking
totally
for it
broke.
now, before Christmas. Hey, honey, I got you a present for me. I'm going to the shooting range.
Well, sometimes that's not a bad thing.
Sure.
Yep. Yeah, our other event here is the Canadian Patriot Podcast and the International Liberty or Death Podcast are hosting a charity shoot at the Guelph Rod and Gun Club on November 5th. And that's it for upcoming events. Hey, it's getting into winter, right? So we should have fewer events.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Who wants to talk about the Lee Enfields that are potentially going up for sale that are the Rangers?
Yeah, I put this in, and yeah, that's exactly it. So the Lee Enfields, we knew that the Rangers were getting, they're getting new firearms, right? So the Lee Enfields are being deemed surplus. They're going to offer them to the Rangers if they want to keep them. They're predicting about 5,000 will be kept by them, and then another 9,500 will be basically given to cadets for non-functioning drill rifles. And then after that, they don't know how many are going to be offered, but they're going to offer them up to the public as well. So if you want to get a surplus Lee Enfield, then you might. But they also don't know how much they're going to be and when this is going to happen. So we have to keep an eye out for it.
That would be cool.
If it goes to auction, it might all go to one big buyer, right? Someone might buy like all of them.
And then we would have to buy from, say like Marstar or something like that, bought them all, and then we'd have to buy them from them.
Right. The way the government works is they have to put it up as offer it as Crown assets, and then put it out for bid. So okay. I don't know if it's going to be individual. They don't know if it's going to be individual or if it's going to be.
I would say probably not. In the interest of keeping it simple, the government's going to want to just dump them all on one person, and then that one person can be responsible for parting them out.
Right.
Would be my guess. I still think it'd be cool to own one of those, though. That'd be kind of neat. I mean, just to say that you've got a piece of recent Canadian military history, even though it's 60-year-old rifle, but whatever.
Well, maybe they're like, I'm not sure about these rifles, but if they're just crated up Enfields and they're like full military wood stock and they're not sporterized or anything, and they're selling, like, it all depends on the price, right? If they're selling them for like $500 or something like that, that would be really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't know. It's the Rangers. They're using them, so they're going to be rifles that are used.
When do they get their new rifles?
There's got to be a pile of them that are unused. I got to imagine that. Okay, here's how I imagine that what's happened here is they've like crated up a bunch of these rifles after, I don't know, World War II, oiled them, crated them up, and just have them sitting in storage. And these guys have been slowly picking them off and using them. And we broke one. Okay, crack another one out of one of the crates, right? So there's got to be an armory somewhere that has like a big supply of these things that were intended for the Rangers to just use and abuse. So some of them are probably those used ones, Kelly, that
You're right.
they've been like skidooing around with. But they've got to have a bunch of these that have just been sitting in oil that might be really in really good condition. That were just like crated up after, I don't know, World War II or whenever the last time we used these, right?
That would be cool, and I hope you're right about that, but I believe one of the reasons they switched rifles was because they couldn't get parts for them anymore. And so that leads me to believe that they've probably gone through all of the crates of them and they don't have any left. But I could be wrong. I hope you're right, because I'd love a pristine, Lee Enfield full wood. That would be awesome.
Let's hope.
All right. We don't even know when or where.
It's just something to keep our eye out for, I guess.
Something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who's got this? Who's got this next one? I have opinions on it, but
I put it in too. It's the talk of the town right now. It's the Remington is releasing a striker fire pistol. Woohoo!
There is it another one. What was that one they released 2 years ago? That was terrible.
51. The R51.
Yeah. I hope it's one like that. Maybe they got it right this time, but it's still, I'm sorry, not a pretty looking firearm.
It's not, is it?
In my opinion, no, it's not. I mean, I'm not particularly one to care about how a firearm looks. I mean, I shoot a Glock. So I mean, come on, I don't really care. That being said, I probably wouldn't own a High Point or one of these.
Well, I gotta wonder what the point is at some point, right? I mean, if we've got Glocks out there and they're in good supply and they're of known quality and they've got a really good aftermarket, and then we've got M&P. Okay, well, there's another option out there for you guys. So you've got the M&P, and then we've got the H&Ks, and then we've got the Walther, and then we've got FN, and we've got all these pistol manufacturers that are kind of solving the same problem with the same platform. They've got a polymer striker-fired pistol, like. They all use the same like swinging trigger design to not need a safety. Or they all like have the same tilting block action on them, right? So I mean, it's at some point like,
how many of these do we need?
Pistols?
Yeah.
Well, like, okay, Remington's got one, great. Well, I know I definitely don't want that one, but. I
thought it was interesting they don't have a safety on it. Just saying. Anyways.
Yeah.
Well, like Glocks don't have safeties on them, right? It's the safety, the trigger and the sear block and all these other things.
But I thought it was funny, Remington, safety. Anyways, go. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, they did tout their what do they call their rear sights?
Terrible.
Fighting surface rear sight. It's flat on the front, so you can use it to cock it on your belt or something like that, right? You can run the slide by hitting your belt.
Oh.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing. I don't disagree that, that's great. It's got a fairly low bore axis. It looks not as low as it could be. It looks like it's ambidextrous. It's like you said though, Adriel, it's the same gun that's out there already in 5 different versions already. Like I don't see the point. I think Remington just wanted to get into the handguns.
That's exactly.
They really what handgun does Remington have?
Well, they are 51.
Yeah. I think they just wanted to break into the handgun market, and they're just doing it however they can. And I guess, look at the most successful gun and copy it, I guess. And so that's what they did along with everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, maybe their trigger's better. I don't know. But, I mean, then you have to worry about, okay, now we need a holster for this thing. Now, what do the magazines look like? Do they work with Glock mag pouches, that kind of thing, right? Oh, what about aftermarket sights? Oh, well, that's something entirely different. It's like it's a whole rigmarole all over again, right?
Yep.
We don't really have enough pistols in Canada here to afford to have like good supply for all of these things. So
No.
if you buy one of these things, you'll probably have to get most of your parts out of the States.
That's it.
Until they get popular. I mean, if price is good, I mean, right now their MSRP isn't finalized.
Okay.
People are thinking it's going to be $500 US, which is going to be, like $3,000 Canadian.
Right. Yeah. But right. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I imagine it like by the time that gets through import and gets to our shores, what's that going to be? $900, $1,000?
Yeah, probably. And I'm not going to pay that for. No, I'm not going to pay that for this gun. And the other thing that's irritating, it's got slide serrations close to the muzzle. I hate that.
Yeah, it does.
It encourages people to cock the gun, like rack the slide with their hand forward of the. Oh, that's just the worst spot you can rack your gun. Anyway, sorry, pet peeve.
It looks very plastic.
Maybe it's their tactical spot. That's where you can use it with your the back of your knee kind of a thing to squeeze it to rack
gosh.
You could try.
it. Yeah. All that other horribleness. Anyways, I mean it's out. But I mean, yeah, my thoughts are there's too many polymer striker fired pistols out there. Ruger's got one. There's so
Everybody's
many
got
in there.
one. Remington doesn't have any handguns. So they're like, hey, let's try making this. And then the first one's terrible. And now they're like, wow, people won't remember that. Let's try again.
It's still on their homepage. I was looking at it today. Let's see here, Remington.com.
Like
the
R51
first one that shows
still?
up. Yeah, it's like the R51. We redid it or something.
Man.
The perfected Remington R51. Maybe that means that, it's working now.
What is that? Fool me once, never fool me twice. I don't know, but you can't fool me again.
Yeah.
Oh, Trevor will want to try it out.
Probably. He's probably already bought one.
Yeah.
Did he try the Ruger American pistol?
I don't know. I don't think so.
He had one.
No.
Same as everything else out there. Anyways, there's that.
Yeah.
So I guess let's head into our main topic.
Tonight's main topic is the Canadian Gun Girl. Tonight we have Haley and her dad Jeremy on to do an interview to talk about their YouTube channel and everything that's going on with the Canadian Gun Girl. Hi Haley, how are you?
Good.
That's good. And hi Jeremy.
How you doing?
Good. Haley actually just jumped on. She just got in from school, so we'd like to thank her and also Jeremy for arranging this as well. Jeremy, we thought we'd ask you a couple of questions first because you're her dad, and we just thought we'd get you on to,
supervise us, basically.
Yeah,
supervise.
basically.
Yeah, that's probably the best bet there.
He's probably the more mature of the bunch of us.
Yeah, you are. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and that as well, like the area approximately where you're living and your involvement with guns and that, and then we'll actually do the interview with Haley.
All right. Well, let's see here. I'm Jeremy. I'm Haley's dad. She has 2 other siblings, a brother and a sister. I myself, I've been shooting. I shot a lot when I was younger. I stopped shooting for a bit between 18 and I don't know, a couple years ago, and then I for some reason just started getting passion again, and I just jumped right back in. I was shooting way before they had all that licensing stuff and and all that. We live in Chilliwack, BC, and pretty much outside of Chilliwack, BC, where you can just drive down the road and shoot anywhere. It's pretty fun, actually.
So
Yeah, that's what I like about living out in a rural area is you can just, hey, you want to go shooting? Great, grab your gun, let's go.
Yeah, plus we have like a million mountains here, right? So you just drive up a mountain and you're good.
Yep.
So I see that you said that you have 2 other kids as well. They're involved in shooting as well, right? You take them out?
My son's a licensed shooter just like her. Mm-hmm. He's 16. And Hannah's more of a bow shooter, but she will come out with us.
Oh, it's too bad Trevor's not on. Trevor's our resident bow hunter Robin Hood guy.
Yeah, she's our Robin Hood. But she oddly enough, when she picks up a gun, she's naturally good at it. Like, it's sickening to see how good she is at it. Because and she has no interest, and that's the funny part about it. But she goes up there, she gets there, and she just like she drives tax.
Does it?
That's
Wow.
awesome.
All right. So let's turn to Haley. Hi, Haley.
I'm fine.
Oh, did we lose Kelly? Oh, we've been having problems with Kelly's internet all night, so we're just gonna keep going, and I'm gonna ask some questions, and if Kelly comes back, then we'll just we'll just squeeze her back in. So Adriel, you and I we'll just continue on with this, I guess. So Haley, when did you start shooting?
About 2 years ago. It's when my dad started up again. That's when I started, and the first gun I shot was my dad's SKS.
Oh, duh. Again, it's too bad Trevor's out on. The SKS is Trevor's favorite gun. I'm being a little facetious. Trevor actually doesn't like the SKS very much at all. But anyway, we like to make fun of him about it anyway. So, oh yeah, the SKS is a great rifle, I think.
It's awesome. It's one of my favorites up there. Inexpensive
ammo, accuracy, but it's fairly reliable.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can drop it all over the place and still be able to use it.
Yeah, rugged. I think rugged's the right word there.
So, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I actually did my SKS in truck bed liner.
Nice.
So it's pure black, and like I said, the whole stock is just done in truck bed liner, and same with the gas tube itself. My gunsmiths actually really like it.
That's right up Trevor's alley. Trevor's going to be so sad that he wasn't on tonight. So, Haley, was it sort of dad came home with some guns and you're like, hey, those look like fun. Can I play?
No, actually, I was probably just in my room that day.
Check you guys out.
And my dad asked us if we wanted to go up into the mountains and shoot, and I just got randomly interested and said, yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm back.
Welcome back, Kelly.
Thanks.
See, Haley's the I'll do anything girl.
And that's what you need. That's awesome.
Kind of like Kelly. Kelly will do almost anything.
No. No, don't spread that rumor. Yeah, so you're the one that actually asked your dad. That's awesome. Your dad was saying that you have a project, and can you tell us a little bit about the project? Is it the YouTube channel exactly, or what is it all about?
It's just Canadian Gun Girl, and I'm hoping to shoot, get it somewhere, and it's hard to explain. I'm hoping that, like, if people watch my videos, they get interested and, like, they won't just take guns as deadly weapons, but they'll take them as, like...
Kind of like tools.
Yeah, like tools.
Because, I mean, a weapon,
A tool could be a weapon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All sorts of kind of things.
And, like, it's not really the firearm that's the weapon. I like to think that the people are the weapons.
You're a smart girl.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Okay. So how long ago did you start the YouTube channel?
A couple months ago?
Couple months?
3?
Yeah, on the 5th of next month, it'll be 4 months.
Okay. All right. And you have quite a few. I've looked at some of them. So the latest one that you posted was the one about your great grandpa's Cooey, the Cooey model 82, and you took that out night shooting, right? And you did that.
Yeah.
You posted that last night.
Or a couple nights ago.
No, it was last night.
It was last night?
Yeah.
That's what I did this morning, too. What day is it?
I don't usually post it. My dad usually has the footage and posts it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do the YouTube posting and stuff
You're the
like
technical guy.
that. I am. Yeah, I'm the behind the scenes guy. She's the eye candy. I'm the nothing.
Okay. And can you tell us about some of the different videos you have? I've seen, I think, all of them. So what are some of the other ones?
Like, I've been doing reviews and take apart and put aparts and just straight up shooting. And I'm hoping to have, like, this little series of, like, when I have one gun and I make 3 videos out of it, right?
Yeah, maybe 2. We'll see.
Or maybe 2.
We'll get you a shooting and then a breakdown.
It's a shooting video and a breakdown video for it.
Okay.
So I'm
So-
hoping to have that little series soon.
So you did that with the Glock 19. You took it shooting. That was your first pistol that you shot, right?
I forgot I did that.
Actually, the Glock 19.
Sorry, 19. Yeah.
The Glock 19. It was funny. We actually there was some guy I was staring at it and I asked some guy to let her shoot it, and he was like, "Yeah, go ahead." And
so it's not even your pistol.
No, it's not even our pistol. It's just
Nice.
oddly enough, at our range, a lot of people share guns. Like, we don't mind actually. Here, take a few shots off this.
Just don't ruin it.
Just don't ruin it.
Right.
And so what happened was I walked over. I told her, or I asked the guy if she could take a few shots and I can get it on video. And so he loaded up 10 shots for her and just let her go at it. And he was extremely nice about it. And
Was that the first pistol you'd ever shot, Haley?
Yes, it was.
And how did you like it?
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It felt weird at first because, I've been used to shooting rifles before that.
Mm-hmm.
Because how my wrist just flicked up. But it also felt so cool. The next pistol I'm hoping to shoot will be the PX4 Storm.
Mhm.
So,
I've shot one of those. It's pretty cool. But when your wrist flips up, you know what that's called?
no.
It's called flipperosity.
That's pretty technical.
Flipperosity. We coined that term, by the way, but you can feel free to use it.
Yeah. And one of the videos that you did that I thought was really well done was your one about the PAL, and you were talking about how to apply for it and how you did it. So, which is your favorite video, do you think, so far?
Oh, I think it has to be my Glock 19 one.
Really?
Really like that handgun.
the shooting
Yeah.
breakdown.
The shooting.
Yeah, because you posted the breakdown too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
It's pretty easy to break down, huh?
It's almost exactly the same as the PX4. Some of it's harder and some of it's easier.
Cool.
Yeah.
Actually, I tried to get her to explain to the guy how it breaks down, and she started explaining it to the guy, and the guy's eyes just lit right up, like, how's she know this? He was like, he was just stunned. He didn't know how this little 14-year-old girl was like, how do you know how to already take the slide out?
That's cool. I love it when you can surprise people like that.
The slide
Yeah,
is the hardest to put on and the hardest to take
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, you have to grip it just right, eh? To
Yeah.
get the
Yeah. So the guy that you were talking about, is that Travis, the gun store owner?
He's the gunsmith.
Yeah.
Oh, the gunsmith. Okay. So which stores is that? It's in BC, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, it's Cywash Sports. I'm sponsored by them, so.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Oh.
So you've done a couple of videos there.
And they're also paying for my core.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
And
I'm
for
so
people who
jealous.
don't live in BC, the core is the hunting education, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't call it core out here in the East. It's just hunting education. I've had a couple people ask me, what is this core people keep talking about? It is an acronym, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Canadian Outdoor Recreational something.
education, I think. Yeah,
Cool.
I can't remember. I'd have to actually look it up.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. I just guessed, so we'll see. I'm sure.
Good job.
Look, we'll get listener feedback, and they'll correct me. Trust me, they love correcting us.
So Haley, what about the kids at school? What did they think of you? Do you think that you're a YouTube star, or what did they think about you?
Well, a couple of my friends do go out to the range with me and shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just a couple people in my class that don't like me.
Oh,
Is it
why is
because
that?
you
Did
shoot?
you shoot?
No, it's because I'm a teacher's pet.
Oh.
Kind of like Matthew.
Hey, it's true though.
All right. What did they think about the fact that you actually are somebody who likes to shoot?
I've spread it around school, but I'm pretty sure most of them haven't watched it. But the friends that do shoot with me, they think it's cool, especially since they can come out with us
Mm-hmm.
and shoot with us at the range and up in the mountains.
Do you include them in your videos sometimes too?
Oh, well, I haven't included them once yet.
No.
When I'm going for my core, I might be asking for two of my friends to go with me because they also want their hunters.
Mm-hmm.
So two of my friends might come with me, and then they'll be and we're also going to be making a video on the hunters while I'm taking it, so they might be in that video.
Okay, cool. So you do have your brother and your sister in the videos sometimes too. Your brother was in the one that I saw with the cooey.
And so was my sister.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So you do have other stars in your family as well, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. All right.
Her brother's in a band, and her sister, well, eventually will probably shoot bow on tape as well. So.
Right. Okay. So you were talking about interviewing people. Is there a list of people that you would like to interview for YouTube?
I would like to interview Rod one day from Civil Advantage.
Rod's a cool guy.
Yes. And he's in BC too, so you
Yep.
probably do it in person.
And I'd also like to interview Tracy Wilson.
Yep, Tracy's a cool girl. I've met her before too.
Yeah.
And then a couple of my friends. And ask them about their experiences with guns and how much they like it. Because they've only started like around this summer.
And that's based on your encouragement, is it?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, maybe we can get Tracy and Rod to listen, and maybe they'll contact you, and maybe you can set up an interview.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I have a question for both you, Jeremy, and for you, Haley. So, advice for adults who want to get their kids into shooting. How would you suggest they do that? Because we have a lot of listeners both from Canada and the States, and people who want to get their kids into shooting. What do you suggest?
Just make it fun for them.
Grab cool targets.
Make sure that the gun is not overly sized for them, right? Have a good setup. That's the biggest thing. Is when we go up there, in the mountains, it's almost like we set up at a range. I have a table, the bean bags and all that. Make it comfortable for everybody, and then just show that you're having fun. Most times, as soon as they see, dad or mom is enjoying it so much, they're gonna want it too. And the bang too. They love the bang.
Right.
Grab cool targets because they'll want to shoot
That's
cool
another
targets.
One, yeah.
Because the first time I went shooting, my dad had these zombie targets that you could see where your holes were. So I really liked shooting those.
I've taken people out from work with those, and they loved them as well.
Yeah.
What about balloons and steel targets and stuff like that?
No balloons yet, because it's hard to set that up where we go. But lots of steel, we like lots of steel and lots of cans, especially. Yeah,
steel's my favorite. I love shooting steel. I love the ding you get as soon as you hit it. You hit it or you don't, and you know it right away.
I want to get her we have a 12 gauge backpacker shotgun. I want to get her a video on. I wanted her to get at least 5 shots on and watch the spread go.
Oh, that'd be cool.
5 shots in a row.
5 shots.
Oh.
You can feel your shoulder already, huh, Haley?
Yeah.
I do actually have a video of her shooting that. It's hilarious. It's I didn't post it because
it's short.
And she complained a lot, so I don't like the complaining ones on. But yeah, no, she's got one where she did really well. You can see her pick it up. You can see her just go with this little 12 gauge shotgun that fits in your backpack.
Not to be a complainer at all, but that thing really hurts your shoulder. Actually,
it does.
It does. Yeah, 12 gauge has a lot of recoil.
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
Especially the little ones.
So small.
Yeah. Yeah, the lighter the gun, the more you're gonna feel it. I'm impressed that you shot it though, Haley. Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
It sounds like you're not afraid to shoot anything.
Tell her to come at Travis wants you to shoot the MDT.
My co-host on that show, Travis? Not show Travis, but my co-host, Travis.
Yeah.
He wants me to. Is it his gun?
Yeah, it's his.
Oh, he wants me to shoot his
MDT.
MDT. My dad thinks it is.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Okay.
It's a 308, isn't it? I think.
Yeah,
I was just going to ask for the listeners, not me at all, but who don't know what an MDT is. Because I don't know what an
Yeah,
MDT
it's like
is.
it's a brand. So MDT makes the HS3, the LSS, that kind of thing. I've got an MDT in an HS3 with a Savage 10 in 308. So yeah, I mean,
it's a bolt-action hunting rifle?
It's a bolt action. Well, no, not hunting.
Oh, it's a sniper.
No, it's precision.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a precision rifle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ah, cool.
No, this one, and it's custom built too as well because it's his. So.
It's
Cool.
a nice rifle. You should
Yeah,
get pictures, video, everything.
Oh yeah, we
course.
will. He keeps pushing it on her, so he really wants her to shoot it.
Does it have a muzzle brake?
Any other thing?
I do believe it actually does.
Oh, well then, Haley, you'll have no problem with it. I mean,
Yeah.
if you can shoot the 12 gauge, you'll be able to shoot this, no problem, especially if it has a muzzle brake.
It doesn't have as much kick. It won't have
No.
actually any kick.
It's loud,
Especially-
but
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't have much recoil. That's a nice thing
No.
about muzzle brakes. They mitigate that very nicely.
It's
Yeah,
almost like you're
hopefully-
shooting a 22.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully, I'll be able to get her to shoot her grandfather's Parker 1968 Parker
Oh,
Hale
it's gonna be wild.
7mm. What is it? Super Safari. That's
Oh,
what it's
okay.
called.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really it was my also my grandfather's gun as well. So my grandfather was a hunter.
It's cool that you have so many different things that you can shoot. It's awesome, especially stuff that's been in the family.
Yeah, the
That's why-
variety is nice, especially for YouTube, because people want to see different things all the time.
Yep.
That's why I went to the store. I actually I went to the Siwash first. I was expecting them to say no and have to go to like 2 or 3 more stores. I presented it to him right away, and he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh."
I
didn't know
didn't
what to
expect
say.
you to say yes.
I was like, "You're gonna give me," because all I was asking for was guns and ammo, right? That's
Right.
all I
Right.
wanted. I wasn't asking for money or anything. I just said I want guns and ammo just so I can, keep videos coming. And he just jumped right on it, and they're full support of her.
That is
Well-
fantastic.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why we asked Haley and you to come on as well, because we know that kids normalizing shooting and getting into the sport. That's how that's how the gun business is going to continue as well, right?
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
they say kids are our future, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's such a cliche," but it is so true.
Yep.
Oh, it is. And the older guys are dying out, and it's up to us to get the younger generation to want to keep doing it.
Yep. So Jeremy, you have the GoFundMe page. Well, Haley has it, but it's essentially for you so that you can continue to make the videos, right? Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. What we're trying to do is we're trying to raise enough money for to buy some new camera equipment, maybe to be able to get a t-shirt line or something going, and also to hopefully trademark the Canadian Gun Girl name. And we want to try to get that. And I'm not greedy. I wanted to put 4,000, but the more the better, because it just helps us out. And the better cameras I can get, the more video I can get out. Because like I said, we have tons of woods here. I mean, I would like to be able to get some where we go out with a backpack and just the backpacker shotgun or some of our small guns and just go out and just start blowing things away in the woods and get some videos for that.
Okay. So where can you get all that information? Your YouTube page, and your website and
That's
GoFundMe.
listed on the YouTube page.
Okay.
It's
Facebook and Twitter.
there. You'll see the links down there. The GoFundMe, the Twitter, the Facebook, or no, I don't think the Facebook one is. If you want her on Facebook, you just gotta go on Facebook and write in Canadian Gun Girl.
Yep. And that's the same thing for the YouTube page as well, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Adriel, do you have any questions for Haley or Jeremy?
No, I mean I found it fairly quickly when I searched on Facebook, so it's really easy to find over there. And on YouTube, I'd actually just shared out your YouTube channel on my Facebook as well, just from the Hunting Gear Guy. So hopefully more people find it and are able to watch your videos. Because I mean, especially the stuff on Miners Pals, like there's not really a lot of information out there on that. So that's really key, and that's really adding to the knowledge base out there.
Absolutely. That's why we did it, is because I was actually trying to figure out when my son first got his Miner's Pal. I'd try to get as much information as I could, and I couldn't. I couldn't get nothing. So when it came to her, I was like, and she, of course she's doing the channel. I was like, you know what, you might as well show it off and let's talk about it. Why not?
Yeah. Yep. And one of the things that I really liked about Haley, you really focus on safety. You talk about safety in every video as well. So I thought that was great.
Well, yeah, safety is really important, especially when it comes to stuff like this, because you don't accidentally want to shoot someone in the head.
Good
You're
plan.
right. It's a great plan.
We had not an accident, but we had a slam fire one day. Haha.
Haha.
I was loading my gun, and she was actually to the table to the right of me, walking beside me, and as soon as I closed the bolt, ding, you could hear it go, and I was, and I looked at her and I said, listen, this is why we do this. And from that day on, she's always noted, like she actually, it's funny, we'll go to the range and she always points out the mistakes the adults make.
Wow.
And they make a lot, and she's always pointing them out, like, this guy's shooting on green, or this guy's at the table on green, or, she tends to point that out a lot.
I've pointed out mistakes in cop shows. Like,
Yeah.
Once in a while I see in cop shows, like, certain cops aren't holding the handgun right, and they're actually, like, having their thumbs on, like, the back of the gun and stuff. And, like, they're not
just flicking their
holding.
face.
It's not okay.
You're right, and this is the one thing that you're going to have a frustration with for the rest of your life now, is because you know how to properly hold and use and shoot a gun. Nothing on TV or Hollywood movies is ever going to be the same for you again, because you're always going to be going, just hold the gun right, would ya?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's true. Okay. Matthew, do you have anything else besides holding the gun right?
No, I'm just I'm impressed with what you've done so far, Haley, and I wish you the best of luck with your YouTube channel. YouTube's a great place to hang out and to share the things that you're doing, and so I hope you get many subscribers and lots of views.
Thank you.
Now, one of the things that we do at the end of the show, but I didn't know if you wanted to do this, Haley and Jeremy, if you wanted to give any shout-outs, I thought maybe you might want to Travis. What do you think?
Absolutely. We'd love to we'd love to definitely
or anybody else.
We'd definitely love to give it a shout-out to Siwash Sports for sure. Travis, her co-host, he was railroaded. He wasn't originally told he was doing it until we actually walked in. The boss was like, yeah, we'll do this, and Travis will do this too, and then just didn't tell him. So
I'm doing what now?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, that's how it works, isn't it?
Yeah, but we want to, we really thank them for everything they do for this, because like I said, they give us a place to shoot and our videos, and they give us the guns and the ammo that we can work with.
That's great. Okay, so again, we just wanted to say thank you to Haley and to Jeremy for coming on, and you can check out Haley's videos on YouTube under Canadian Gun Girl, as well as on Facebook as well. Go there and give her a like and share her around. So thanks, guys, for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. Well, I just want to thank Haley and her dad Jeremy again for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
Why don't we get to some listener feedback?
Let's.
This first. This was a big mystery. What's coming up next? Okay, listener feedback.
What is it?
Chad.
What is it? Okay, go.
This is so different. No, we can't do it. From Chad. Greetings, Slamfire crew. Thanks for the continued work on the show. I look forward to listening every week, and it makes my commute on Friday mornings much more enjoyable. Anyhow, on to my question. I believe I've heard Kelly talk about taking guns to the States, and perhaps the rest of you know something about this as well. I've recently received my New Hampshire CCW permit, and I'm wondering what I need to do to bring a handgun to the States. I know Norinkos and SBRs and short shotguns are a no-go, but not much else past that. I looked into the ATF Form 6, but there seemed to be a couple variations of this form, and I just wanted to make sure I'm using the right one. I've heard they have quite a delay right now, so I would like to get this as correct as possible to try to expedite the process. Thanks for the input, and keep up the good work.
So I sent him an email and I gave him a little bit of information, a few tips in that as well, because I've been going down to the States quite frequently over the past couple of months. So I did tell him that absolutely right. You can't bring Norenko or short barrel rifles and also shorty shotguns into the States. Yay, Canada, because we're allowed to have those.
We can have them. The Chinese guns and the short rifles.
Well,
Hey, we got to have something on the U.S.
Yeah. Exactly.
They pretty much hold the Trump card, though.
Yeah.
But
pretty much.
Get it?
Yeah,
Trump?
Trump.
Never mind. Carry on. My bad.
Well, we'll see what happens on Tuesday. Anyways.
Is it really on Tuesday, like that soon?
Not this Tuesday, the Tuesday after.
Oh, okay. Man.
Oh, gotta invest in
A
some
week from
223
Tuesday.
before then.
Yeah,
I know.
better.
It's gonna get really expensive if it goes one way.
Exactly. Oh, anyways.
And more expensive if it goes the other way? I don't know.
I don't know. Anyways, I did tell him that each state is different, so you have to actually, research the gun laws for the state. And because of that, the New Hampshire shares reciprocity with a few other states, but you need to actually find out which states those are. And not all states recognize New Hampshire's non-resident permit. So there's a lot you have to look into. It depends on which state you go to. And so I told him to go and do that. And when he sent his reply, he said it makes sense and that. So he's going to do that. Or he's already done that. And the other thing is also research the states you're going into because, like, for example, in New York State, my 1022 with the collapsible stock and the pistol grips, they're not allowed. But I can take it into Ohio or Michigan. So, again, go back to whichever state you're going into and make sure you research their gun laws. The Form 6 that he needed was the Form 6 NIA, which is the non-resident. It's the alien. We're aliens. Yes,
aliens. We
Yeah.
gotta play the soundtrack from.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the temporary import.
X-Files. That's what I was thinking of. Sorry.
Oh, no. I never
Whatever.
watched the X-Files. Anyways. So I sent him the link. It's the Form 6 NIA. So he has that as well. Maybe we can put that in the show notes too.
The map I'd like to put in there is the reciprocity map. There's a map that's really cool where if you've got the New Hampshire one, you can click on there and say I'm a non-resident, and it'll just like auto-populate all the different states that you can go to, and it's very easy to use.
Yeah, that'd be a good one in there. So.
And if you can get me the NI6.
Yep, I'll
NI6.
get that for you too.
Yeah, I'll add that to the show notes as well.
And the other thing that I talked to him about is you really need to make it as easy as possible to get across the border. Make sure that you have an invite from the club or the competition or the event or a hunting invite to or hunting permit. That way you're not going to have as much trouble at the border. Because if you're just going down just to see, the states and all that, they might give you a little problems with that. I did actually, the tip I gave him was the fact that the ATF is really backlogged right now, and that's because of the suppressor tax stamp. There's a lot of people that are applying for it, and also the election frenzy. People are down in the States are buying quite a bit. So normally, if you actually fill out the Form 6 and you email it, we actually have even gotten them back within a day or two. But the last time that I sent mine, it took 2 weeks, and then it was denied. And the reason why it was denied is I didn't separate the ammo. The ammo that you can take is there's a total of 5,000 rounds that you can take. Before I actually clump them together, you do have to specifically say which brands, but you didn't have to actually specify quantities other than 5,000 rounds. They denied me this time because I didn't do that, so I had to actually separate it, and it took another 2 weeks. And faxing is okay, but emailing is much better. You'll get it back in a better time. So that's one of the things that I told him to do. The other tip I told him was be very organized. The guys at the border really like the fact that if you give them a binder and in it, it has your Form 6, it has your invite, it has your certificates, so your registration certificates and also a copy of your PAL and all that. They'll flip through it, and they like the fact that you're organized and you're upfront about everything. And they'll also talk to you about the firearms you're going and ask you about questions about, like, for example, they didn't know what Appleseed was with us, and they talked about that. But they really like to talk about your guns, and they complain about their trigger pull and ask if you've used their guns before and all that. But they won't give you hassle. If you're really organized. If you're not organized, they generally will tell you to go pull over, and they'll go through it with you. The other tip I had for them was, don't go to the females booth, go to the men's booth, and because with a female, sad to say, but you're probably going to go to secondary, or you're going to get a harder time. So, what other tips did I have for them? So when you're going down on your Form 6, make sure that you've put in all the guns that you think you might like to bring, not necessarily everything that you will bring. That way, like back in March, I didn't put my Glock on my form, and I had to resubmit my form. If I had put my Glock on the form, I could have actually used it again, because the Form 6 is good for a year from the time that you actually have it approved. So if you're going to another shoot or another state or whatever, you can still use the same Form 6. You don't necessarily have to bring all the guns that are on the form, but as long as they're listed, then, you're good for as long as the Form 6 is good for, which is the year. So those were all the tips that I gave him.
Cool.
That's quite a list.
Quite a list.
That's quite the list.
But I mean, it's a complicated thing to do, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
can't just roll over the border with a pistol sitting on the seat next to you. So it's good to know what the ins and outs of those are.
Yeah, and chances are, if you do all that, you're not going to have a hard time at all.
Sweet.
It took us 2 seconds to go through the borders, in and out.
Nice.
Wow. Excellent. Matthew, do you want to take the next one here from Dave?
From Dave. Okay, Trevor, you have redeemed yourself. I am an owner of a Red Hill tactical holster for my Grand Power. I even managed to buy it semi-locally, 400 kilometers away, at Siwash Sports in Chilliwack. Hey, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Weird. We heard them earlier.
Hi, Travis.
So I hear that the course is full now, but please put me on the waiting list for both days, please. In the meantime, I chipped in some money via Patreon. You should have enough saved up to come to BC in about 100 years. Thanks, Dave. Well, thank you, Dave, for being a Patreon. That's awesome, and congrats on getting your holster there from Siwash Sports in Chilliwack. And yeah, I guess Trevor's redeemed, whatever. Although he's not on the show tonight, so he's not going to hear this until way later.
Mm-hmm.
I might even edit that part out.
He didn't want to be on the show because Dave.
It was Dave the first time, right? And here another email from Dave, and he's still not here. So it's Dave. I think it's you, man. It's not Trevor.
I think it's every time that Dave sends an email, he's not on.
Yeah, I think Trevor hates Dave. Yeah.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
Kelly, did you want to take the next one here?
It's from Steve. It says, Adriel, just wanted to say that Cold Lake Fish and Game in Cold Lake is in the process of finishing the additions of the 3 new action shooting bays. We will have a 25-meter, a 50-meter, and a 100-meter action shooting bays in which we hope to start running 3-gun matches next season. Lakeland 3-Gun, the league I started 2 years ago out in Bonneville, Shooting Sports Association, or the BSSA in Bonneville, will continue to host matches once per month at either the CLF and G or the BSSA.
So you want to know what's super funny about this?
What?
Steve emailed us, was it like last week or the week before, where he's just getting started with the episodes, right? I met Steve.
You did?
He was shooting 3-gun. I'm sure it was him. He was shooting 3-gun at the same time as we were taking our black badge in Bonneville. So
he is listening to Trevor and Owen and I. And meanwhile, you've met him and you're a host.
Yep.
He doesn't even know it yet.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious. I love it. That's great.
Yeah, because Bonneville is in my neck of the woods, right?
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. Well, we went to the Bonneville range, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny.
Very cool.
Last one. Oh, this is okay. In New Brunswick, would this be Jean Denis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, from Jean Denis. Hi, I know you guys are from New Brunswick. Well, some of us, and as well. So I'll ask you, since I imagine one of you know, I've recently inherited some restricteds from the 60s and 70s. And while they're nothing special, they're cheap .22 revolvers, they do hold some personal value to me. They're in relatively good shape, but they would need to be reblued, and there's some minor beginnings of rust on certain spots. Basically, I'm looking for a gunsmith that could fix them up, re-blue them, and make sure that they're safe to shoot, as I don't think that they've been shot in 20 plus years. I live in the greater Moncton area. If that helps you in any way, thanks.
Yeah, I'm sure Trevor could answer that. Because he's from New Brunswick.
I don't know about any of us, but...
Well, you're from New Brunswick.
New Brunswick gunsmiths. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know the local guy, but beyond that, I don't know like anybody.
You remember the episode where Matthew, what was it, tried to form a choke on a shotgun barrel by hammering it onto another one?
It worked.
Was that a 20?
Putting it in the stove.
All I gotta say is it worked.
This is a gunsmith.
It wasn't pretty, but it worked. Yeah, no, there are some good gunsmiths. There's a guy in Browns Flat. Oh, what's his name? He has done some pretty good work. Actually, he's who I'd recommend if I could remember his name. If I remember his name, Jean Denis, I will send you an email. And if I don't, I'm sorry, I have forgotten his name.
Maybe
Isn't
we'll get
there?
Trevor.
Well, I was going to say maybe Trevor can give us more information, but there's a guy in Fredericton as well that I know that Filthy uses.
Oh, yeah, him. I can't remember his name either. He listens though, so I'm really embarrassed now. I'm actually looking at a dummy round he gave me on a keychain that he made out of a 338 Lapua case. So he's awesome.
Yeah.
I've met him like several times. I am just so bad with names. You know that, Catherine and Andy, right?
He works out of the Fredericton gun store, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
So call them up.
Yep.
But we don't know his name.
I don't know. We just asked for the gunsmith.
Yeah, if Trevor was here, he'd.
Oh yeah, no, he'd be.
Again, Trevor's not. Anyways.
Yeah, Gordon Whitman, I believe, is the guy in Browns Flat. I think that's his name. Yeah, Blue Mountain Sports in Browns Flat. So you could check that out. And then also check out the just call the Canadian gun store, the Fredericton gun store, and just and talk to just ask for the gunsmith, and he'll help you out. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Why don't we head on to the iTunes reviews? If you'd like to email the show, just send us an email at slamfireradio@gmail.com. And we have one iTunes review this week. It's from CS Later BV in Canada. It's a 5-star review. Fantastic Canadian-focused show. Amazing podcast with great hosts. I've learned a lot from the show and look forward to the weekly updates. Particularly enjoy Trevor's detailed explanations, Adriel's 3-gun comments, Kelly's enthusiasm, and Matthew's passion and humor. Bought an FNS 9 based on the show. Great magazine capacity with a terrible trigger, at least compared to my Walther Q5. And it is kind of draggy, and you need to put
cleans
like
up.
1,000 rounds through it. Put 1,000 rounds through it.
It does clean up.
I've poked around the internet, and there does not seem to be many remedies for this currently, besides putting a lot of rounds downrange, which is not a bad thing. Just said that. Any chance of getting Owen to make guest appearances? Loved his input when he was a host. Cheers, Chris.
I can ask him.
Yeah, maybe we can do a duck and waterfowl show upcoming, or a hunting show upcoming, where he can give his
That'd be
2
cool.
cents.
He's on Skype right now. Should I add him to the call?
Just unsolicited. Hey, you're on the show.
Hey, yeah. Oh, I've done that before.
Well, for everyone else out there, please leave a 5-star rating. We have 142 5-star reviews so far. 111 Canadian, 28 US, 1 Australian, 1 UK, 1 Lithuania, and 1 Belgium.
Nice.
Make it funny or not. You'll always hear it on the show.
Yeah, basically.
And, thanks to everyone else who already has added in their reviews. Shout-outs, everyone.
I don't have any shout-outs.
Neither.
I'm terrible at shouting out. I have a shout-out for Trevor. No, I don't.
Yep. Okay.
I've got a shout out to Chad for hosting. He had a couple of guys over at his place shooting, and we blew up some tannerite and did a bunch of other fun stuff. And he let me use all his AR tools to pop my barrel onto just my air upper. I didn't bring my lower to his house or anything. Jeez.
Yeah, we know.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Sure.
No, I didn't. You just need the upper comes off. There's 2 pins.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I did. Sorry, there was another one that we need to reference here.
But I wanted to know if this is the same Chad that put the email in.
It is. Yeah.
Awesome. Hey,
Mhm.
you actually know him. That's cool.
Did he buy you a
In
sandwich?
real life, IRL
life.
is what the kids would say.
IRL. Did he buy you a sandwich?
That's the question.
I shot
That's
his
like-
Tannerite.
That's like the gold
pizza.
star.
Oh, wait, he got pizza. He got pizza for everyone.
But was
he
it?
totally had pizza at his place.
But was it a sandwich? See, here's the
No.
thing. That's the gold standard now. I mean, and when a listener buys you a sandwich, you basically made it.
It was Domino's pizza. That's like name brand stuff. Usually I've got like some off-brand pizza. I'm really happy
all right.
with the pizza.
It's unusual, but we'll allow it.
UFO pizza. Yeah, well, there is a shout out, and it's going to Tommy. This is from Trevor, and Trevor wanted to say that your retelling of the story of putting arrows through Trevor's wall was amazing on the podcast, and everybody has to go and listen to it.
That's Tommy Nelson.
Yes, it is
yeah.
Tommy Nelson.
And Tommy's podcast is what?
What? Hello?
Hello.
Which podcast is his?
Which podcast?
It's the Para podcast, isn't it? What's it called? I'm clearly subscribed and listen every week.
Hi, Tommy.
Hi. He doesn't listen to us. We're not cool enough.
Oh, that's not. I don't know.
We'll put it in the show notes.
Sure, we'll figure it out.
Apparently, Trevor listens again.
Trevor listens to every podcast on the face of the planet. We're driving in his car. He's like, "Want to listen to a podcast?" I'm like, "Well, which one?" He goes, "I don't care. Any of them. I've got them all." He listens to everything. You name it, he's listening to it.
All right.
Let's go on to Patreon supporters. So we've got a couple of new ones this week. We've got Colin H. He's donating 5.56. We've got Dave Z. He's donating 2.43.
Nice.
And Mr. Uzi, Thomas Bryant, has chosen to donate as well. So those are all of our new Patreon supporters. They join current Patreon supporters Morgan S., Jason P., Dalton H., Jonathan S., Tyler A., Richard D., Rob B., Thomas S., Chad G., Kevin L., Ryan B., Adrian R., Mike R., Mark P., Justin D., Miss Stacy, Spencer C., Byron A., and James B.
Wow. We're going to have to stop saying the initials at the end because that just got confusing after a while. But that's good job, Angel. You read them all.
Mm-hmm. And thanks, everybody.
It's a big list, but
Yeah.
they're all willing to help us out and pay for hosting that kind of thing.
We
So
appreciate it.
I don't mind reading that once in a while.
No, of course not.
Yeah. We've got one special show out to Patreon supporters, and then we've got a video, and we're gearing up to do another special show at the start of the next month here. So
Yeah, that's coming right up,
up,
isn't it? We should come
Yeah.
up with a plan for that.
Yeah, and you should
Nah,
send
let's
the
just wing it
invite,
like we
too.
always do. What was that, Kelly?
Send the invite too,
Oh, we should probably do that.
because we kind of tend to miss those.
Do we know who's coming on next?
don't know.
I've got an idea. Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
Ooh.
I don't have
Okay.
any idea. I got no clue. No freaking clue.
Okay, well, please join one or more of our National Firearms Associations, such as the CCFR or the CSSA. It's important to support those that support us. Check us out on Gun Owners of Canada. It's a forum where you can talk about guns and talk about what we talked about on the show. Like us on Facebook. We've got 1,545 likes, and after
go.
that, we've got a whole kit and caboodle of other things here. We've got 116 thumbs up, 26 gold stars and counting, 2 flukes, 4 manatee flippers, 2 kangaroo thumbs, 1 safe space, 1 HK logo, 2 hobbit thumbs, 5 duck bills, 2 squirrel nuts, 2 honks, 2 1911 triggers, an ace of spades, a partridge in a pear tree, and a pheasant in a pear tree.
Pine tree. I did that last week too.
Did I say pear tree? Ah,
Yeah.
man.
Pheasant in a pine tree.
Well, I mean, so I re-listened to our the one that we're on there, Matthew, where we're talking about moving your sights to and
Right.
where you should move them. Well,
Yeah.
we just like glazed over it, and I totally said the wrong thing.
Oh, you
I
did
totally
say it?
said, "Oh yeah, yeah." I was curious because Trevor was saying like, Adriel just described it wrong. I'm like, no, you know what? Sometimes I'm just off
Backwards.
And, yeah,
And you were.
it totally was. Oh yeah. I was
Well, that's
saying,
very
look,
manly of
shoot
you to
more
own up.
left. You just need to move your rear sights to the left. It's like, oh no, wait, that's not gonna.
Nope, that's not going to work. Unless you really
Nope.
flinch bad, in which case it'll work just fine.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that'll work just fine. Yeah. Just
Oh.
increase the flinch, and you'll be more accurate.
That's it. Low left, Flynn Charter. No, wait. High right?
Oh
One of
dear.
the two. One of those two.
Sure.
Just pull the trigger over
Just
and over
become a
again.
better shooter. You won't have to worry about your sights.
There you go. Easy. Okay, let's end this train wreck. Good night,
All right.
everyone.
Good night.
Night.
So if you have any comments or questions for the show, please send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Now go grab a gun and shoot something.
When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.